Hi, my name is Alistair Crane. I'm a science fiction and fantasy writer, and this is episode 3 on the role of God in science fiction. The First World War in 1914 really shattered the Victorian Christian optimism. And the new cosmology of Einstein and Hubble, Einstein proved in the 1920s that the universe was expanding into an unimaginable size. And Hubble in 1924 was working on the distance between the Andromeda galaxy. That was just as theologically disruptive as Galileo's telescope and really made the medieval picture of a closed, human-centered cosmos virtually impossible. The question that we as humans faced was, if the universe is this big, this old, and this indifferent to us, what does that mean when we talk about a direct communication with God? At the time, there were two central figures who used the genre of science fiction to start that dialogue. In 1937, Olaf Stapledon published The Star Maker, and it is one of the most radical theological gambits of the 20th century. A man in suburban England has his consciousness lifted off the planet and begins traveling through the cosmos. He encounters many civilizations, a symbiotic species, intelligent stars, hive minds. He basically is able to walk through multi-dimensional space. As he travels, his consciousness merges with other contemplative minds, and eventually a vast composite called the cosmic mind forms. And his mind achieves the vision of the Star Maker. And the Star Maker is creating universe after universe in sequence, sort of like an artist learning his craft. Stapleton argues clearly is that even though God might be a biological organism creating universes from outside, he is at the same time morally oblivious to the life inside of his creations. He creates such vastness that his emotional connection with the universe is at a distance, and he does not engage in individual life. Traditional theism insists on God's love for the individuals, and traditional atheism dispenses of God entirely. Stapledon kept the structures of the religious experience, right? He has visions, awe, mysterious union, the transcendence of space by human consciousness, but he's emptying it of the personal element, of the personal relationship. And his God is of cosmic scale. In other terms, he is outside of space, time, and matter in order to create it. This is completely revolutionary for the medium at the time. I believe personally that one of Stapledon's strongest innovations are his communication with entropy. And Stapledon's universe lasts for hundreds and billions of years. He looks at civilization who are falling and rising over millions of years, intelligence that transcends from the biological form into a pure mind, into transcendent of light and energy. And that is the essence of God. When C.S. Lewis read The Star Maker, he was appalled by the theological argument. He felt that the new science fiction that was emerging was constructing a materialistic mythology about humanity in a cosmos that left no room for God, for Christ, or any moral structures. His idea was to build an alternative science fiction cosmology in which the Christian story was the framework of the universe rather than a local relic. What Lewis is arguing is theologically staggering. The fall was not necessary. Augustine and the Reformed traditions tended to treat the fall as almost inevitable. In Lewis's stage is a world where the choice goes the other way. He's making the Christian case for radical creaturely freedom, for the contingency of evil. Perelandra is, in a sense, the only major work of imaginative literature that depicts a successful refusal of the original sin. Stapledon at the time really proved that science fiction could carry cosmic theology of a non-Christian, non-anthropocentric kind. his vast scale, his religious experience without a consolation, without a Christian God at the center. That you could still have religious experiences inside the cosmic space. Lewis proved that science fiction could carry Christian theology made strange by cosmic settings. He really weaved a lore-bound pantheon in the ideas of Christian lore. Today, of course, we see this in almost all work of epic fantasy. But both their work had a deeper effect on the structure of science fiction. Before Stapledon and Lewis, science fiction was largely Welsh. Adventure, social satire, scientific extrapolation, right? So after them, science fiction was a literature capable of carrying serious theological weight. The question of God could be in the foreground without the work being dismissed as religious propaganda or naive cosmic romance. They expanded the genre's range. These two writers opened and inspired everyone who came after them.